right,
Welcome
we
back.
are back for the next series with Christine from Caritas and giving you everything you need to know about taxes, GST, and just really fundamental information for your business. So we're going to talk about GST. I know, GST. So what is GST, first of all?
Yeah, well, basically
Yeah.
GST is goods and services tax.
Okay.
So everything has GST. So it's that 5% that you pay when you buy anything or when you charge a customer, you tack on GST. Yeah.
You know what, GST, when you're collecting GST, and we'll go into that, when you attach it to what you're charging, it feels like you're making more money. Is that true?
Not true. And I think we have another episode about tips on how to not spend that money.
Okay, good.
Because the answer to your question is it's not your money and don't mess with it is
Okay.
what I'm gonna say.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. Yes. So, does everybody need GST?
Yeah. So no, the answer is you don't need a GST unless you are no longer a small supplier. So let's just talk about small supplier. So the government has like this category called small supplier, and a small supplier has lower than $30,000 in revenue.
Okay.
So if you have $30,000 and under in revenue or income, then you are a small supplier, no GST number required.
Let me just clarify that.
Yeah.
So has nothing to do with your personal income that you might be getting as an employee.
Exactly. Yeah.
These are services that you're basically selling on your own.
Yeah, so
Right.
as a business, so as a small business, not as an employee.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
You don't need to be incorporated.
You do not need to be incorporated.
Okay.
Yeah, so really, like whatever you're doing for business, if you're making more than 30,000, then you have to have GST, and if you're under that, you don't have to.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All right, sounds good. So I'm going to dig into a little bit of JobJar's GST.
Okay.
And when we collect GST and when should skilled doers collect
Yeah.
GST and claim it. So this part, if you do not claim GST, do not collect it, you can basically
Just ignore.
Exactly, ignore and see then and watch the next series. But if you do, let's dig into a little bit of what the GST that JobJar collects it and how do I claim that and etc.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I've explained to Christine that we emphasize that skilled doers who actually collect GST, that their number that they're quoting on their job to us, to JobJar, includes their GST, their fees, their materials, everything. As an independent contractor, we do not provide that for you. Okay, so what do you do with that?
Yeah. So whatever the bid amount is, because it includes GST, you have to calculate, like, let's say 5% GST, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are essentially collecting the 5% of the bid amount from JobJar,
Okay.
right? And so that is your GST collected, GST charged to your customer, which in this case is JobJar, and you have to remit that to the government. So so for JobJar, you guys are collecting GST on the commission.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So JobJar does that, and then as a skilled doer, so we just talked about this. I collected GST from JobJar for that job, but I also can offset that with something called an ITC. So it's an input tax credit. In other words, input tax credits are GST you pay on expenses and purchases. So now I collected GST from JobJar, and then I also paid JobJar GST for the commission. So the first number minus the second number equals the net number that I now owe CRA. Yeah, so it actually works out in your favor if you have a GST number or if you're GST registered, because when you collect GST, you actually get to keep some of that money by offsetting some of that with GST you paid on expenses. Does that make sense?
And would it make sense to call it like it deducts, so the GST that I pay out on any service and goods that is related to my business deducts from the GST that I have collected on any service that I sell.
Exactly.
Which at the end, honestly, it feels good when I'm actually paying GST. as a company, because I'm like, okay, I get to keep more of this collected money, but really I just paid it out. It works out.
It works out. So let's put some numbers around that. Let's say, okay, so let's say I collect $5 of GST from my customer, whoever it is, and then I spend $1 of GST buying something, right? So now I'm left with $5 minus $1 equals 4. So instead of me giving CRA the whole $5, I only get to give them 4.
That's perfect.
Because I save $1 from this magical thing called ITC.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much. Was that good?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful.